You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. Welcome to the Rogers Center. My name's Nicholas Callis. An AL East matchup coming up between the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays. Though we're in Canada, it's still the 4th of July, so everybody watching from America, happy 4th to all of you. Ryan Baruki getting the start for the Blue Jays, 4-1 and 5 starts this season. As a 3.11 ERA, got caught up from AAA about a month ago. Entered the rotation, and so far he's been doing well. And leading off for the Yankees will be DJ LeMahieu. 322 average with 17 home runs and 62 RBIs. And with the All-Star game about a week away, you see LeMahieu almost certain to be on the American League's roster. First pitch swinging is LeMahieu. It's fouled off. The count's 0-1. LeMahieu signed with the Yankees in the 2018-2019 offseason. Had quite the storyline because the Yankees had signed him to be a utility role. With Gregorius at shortstop, Andujar expected to play third, and Torres at second. LeMahieu didn't have, and Voit at first for that matter. It didn't seem that LeMahieu was going to fit as an everyday starter, but some injuries worked him into the lineup. He started consistently at both first base and second base last season and was in several MVP conversations. So this season, he has an earned job as the starting second baseman of the Yankees. And so far, he's been producing well, too. You saw from his statistics. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul. The count's still even 2-2. LeMahieu made his debut with the Chicago Cubs in 2011, but played the majority of his career with the Colorado Rockies from 2012 to 2018. Won some Gold Gloves there as well, and was the starting second baseman in the All-Star game a few seasons at second base. That's into center field. Leadoff single for DJ LeMahieu. Nobody out, runner on first. Here comes Aaron Judge. Judge batting .323, 14 home runs, and 39 RBIs he has as well. Judge made his Major League debut in 2016. And while he's made history in some more obvious elements, there's a hidden history to him that many don't know. But in 2016, he and Tyler Austin went back-to-back, getting their first Major League hits on home runs. And that was the first time in Major League Baseball history that two rookies went back-to-back when two rookies hit back-to-back home runs that were their first Major League hits. Well, speaking of home runs, that's deep to left, and the Yankees have a 2-0 lead. Aaron Judge now with 15 home runs on the season. Yankees out to an early 2-0 lead on the road. Well, he knew that he got it right away. Take a look at the metrics on that. There's the trajectory, and 405 feet out to left field, 104 miles per hour off the bat. Now here's Gleyber Torres, who leads the Yankees in home runs with 24, also tied for 6th in the American League. His numbers have gotten better as the years progressed. .247 average is way up from where it was back in April or early May. He also has 60 RBIs entering play. Yesterday, Torres went 2 for 4 with a home run. Got 2 RBIs. One ball, one strike pitch. It's down low. Counts 2-1. Torres, a former product of the Chicago Cubs system, though he never played in Major League Baseball with the Cubs. He got traded to the Yankees in the middle of the 2016 season. The Yankees gave Aroldis Chapman to the Cubs for Torres and a couple other prospects. Of course, the Yankees that very same offseason went back and signed Aroldis Chapman in free agency, so they kind of got a win-win out of the deal, and Torres has been as good as advertised since being in the majors. So Ryan Barucki yet to record an out. He just walked Gleyber Torres. So a single by LeMahieu, a two-run home run by Aaron Judge, and a walk to Gleyber Torres have set up Miguel Andujar to bat with a runner on first, nobody out, and 2 runs in the half inning. That's inside, counts 1-0. Miguel Andujar, one of the contenders to play third base in this upcoming All-Star game. Got injured last year, missed most of the 2019 season, but has certainly had a comeback year this year. And look, he's been doing that all season. Entering play, he's second in batting average in the American League, and he has the most hits. And picks up another one in this at-bat. Just solid contact the other way. Now it's first and second, nobody out, top of the first, and here's Gary Sanchez. Second among catchers in the American League All-Star vote, and he rips that down the left field line. Mercy on the Blue Jays, at least for the moment, as that goes foul. The count's 0-1. Just a bit outside, counts even 1-1. Gary Sanchez made his debut with the Yankees in 2015, played just a couple games. Started playing consistently in 2016. That's a diving stop. Played by Drury. He flips to Barucki covering. That's the first out for the Blue Jays in the top of the first, but both runners move into scoring position. And with that, here's the starting lineup for the New York Yankees. No new names from years past, though. The Yankees without one of their top bats in the lineup. Giancarlo Stanton is on the injured list, and he won't play for the rest of the season. Stanton tore his labrum, and he won't play again until 2021. That's out to left field, and that ball is gone. Luke Voit with a 3-run home run, the second home run of the inning for the Yankees, and it is 5-0 New York. Yeah, that's right over the middle of the plate, and Luke Voit. Been a strong power hitter for the Yankees ever since he was acquired from the Cardinals. 105.6 miles per hour off the bat, and here comes the 7th hitter of this inning for the Yankees with only 1 out. It's Aaron Hicks. Aaron Hicks batting .281 with 5 home runs and 10 RBIs. Was injured to start the year, but came back a few weeks ago. And has been putting up good numbers. Picking up right where he left off. He's been a decent hitter, but the Yankees also appreciate his defense out in center field. He covers a lot of range, and he has a plus arm out there. Hicks, a former Minnesota Twin. Took him a bit to get adjusted with the Yankees, but around 2017, 2018, he really broke out, and he's been a star not only on defense, but with his bat as well. Strikes out there. Now there are 2 outs in the top of the first inning, and you see where this pitch was. It's an off-speed pitch, broke down below the zone. And so now with 2 outs, here comes Brett Gardner. Gardner batting .275 with 8 home runs and 33 RBIs. Gardner started the year playing center, but since Hicks has come back, he's moved from center to left. One of those down low, the count's 2-0. Brett Gardner, the longest tenured Yankee that's still on the team. He made his debut in 2009 and was a part of the Yankees World Series winning team. Toward the middle, played by Bichette. Throws to Drury, that's out number 3. The Yankees get 5 runs on 2 different home runs. And after the top of the first inning, the Yankees have a 5-0 lead over the Blue Jays. On the mound for the Yankees is Jay Happ, who for part of his career played with the Blue Jays, now pitching against them in this game. Has a 5-8 record in 17 starts and has a 4.52 ERA in 93 2/3 innings pitched. So the Blue Jays have an uphill battle early. They're down 5-0, and the leadoff hitter for the Blue Jays coming to the plate, it's Bo Bichette, batting .318 with 6 home runs. Bichette got injured early in the year, back in April. And since he's come back, he's been doing well. He was one of the Blue Jays' top prospects. Also the son of Dante Bichette, a former star in Major League Baseball from the 90s into the early 2000s. The Yankees first in the AL East. You see their record there, 52-36. That's why this is such a big series for the Blue Jays. This is game 2 of a 3-game series. The Blue Jays got hot in the month of June as that's into right field. Base hit for Bo Bichette. He'll try for second base as Judge plays it. The throw in dropped by Torres, and it's a leadoff double in the bottom of the first for Bo Bichette. This is 11th double of the season. Bo Bichette, good job there, taking that low outside pitch the other way, hitting it where it was pitched, and gets himself an extra base hit here. The Blue Jays in position to chip away at that 5-0 Yankees lead. There's Teoscar Hernandez, .231 hitter with 15 home runs and 43 RBIs entering play. Also has an OPS of .766. But the Blue Jays came into this series just 1 game back of the Yankees for first place. Yesterday was quite a barn burner as well. It was 1-1 at the end of regulation. The game went 11 innings. That's hit one to left, and that ball is gone! Anybody noticing some deja vu? LeMahieu singled, then Aaron Judge, the number 2 hitter, hit a 2-run home run. Look what the Blue Jays did here. Base hit from Bichette and a 2-run home run by Hernandez. Well, watch this trajectory. About 101 miles per hour off the bat. That's a line drive, only 389 feet, but that's because it was such a line drive hit. Now here's Lourdes Gurriel Jr., 286 hitter with 27 home runs and 83 RBIs entering play. Gurriel Jr. second among American League hitters in that home run total with 27, behind Justin Upton, who's over 30. Toward the middle, Torres plays, throws to Voit, and Gurriel Jr. just out, maybe by a step. And with 1 out in the bottom of the first, we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Blue Jays. Their top of the order is dangerous. Bichette, Hernandez, Gurriel Jr., and Guerrero Jr. And then got some other veterans and younger players toward the bottom. But this team got hot in the month of June and is now contesting the Yankees for the AL East lead. As Vladimir Guerrero Jr. comes in, 288 hitter. Entering play, also has 13 home runs. Former home run derby participant last season. Might not see him this year, though. He cooled off a bit after the All-Star break last year and into this season. His numbers are good, but All-Star worthy and home run derby worthy, that's another level. But the Blue Jays in the month of June had an 18-7 record. And at the end of the month, they were 49-36 overall. Entering this series, they were a game back of the Yankees. And as I was telling before, the home run got hit. The game was tied at 1 at the end of 9 innings. And the game went 11 innings yesterday, game 1. The Yankees ended up scoring 3 in the top of the 11th, and the Blue Jays couldn't respond, so they lost. So this is game 2. 5-2 early, though, with home runs flying early on in this game for both teams. But this is a big series for the Blue Jays because the Blue Jays right now trail the Yankees by 2 games with a 50-38 record. Diving stop by Luke Voigt. He'll have to recover quickly. Throws in time. Jay Happ covering first.
Batting fifth, the center fielder, Randall Grichuk.
So now 2 outs, bottom of the first inning, and that'll bring up Randall Grichuk. Grichuk started his career with the St. Louis Cardinals, though their outfield got a bit crowded when he was in there, so they traded him to the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays have been helped by both his defensive and offensive efforts. That's out towards center field. Aaron Hicks makes the catch, and that ends the bottom of the first inning. But the Blue Jays respond to the Yankees' 5-run inning by getting a home run of their own. Teoscar Hernandez hit this 2-run home run, and at the end of 1 full inning, it's the Yankees 5 and the Blue Jays 2. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 9-1-2 hitters do it for the Yankees: Gio Urshela, DJ LeMahieu, and Aaron Judge. Gio Urshela spent a short amount of time in his career with the Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays were the team that traded Urshela to the Yankees. And Urshela in 2019 had a breakout year. Spent time as a utility infielder with the Cleveland Indians. Then Urshela played for the Blue Jays, like I said, for a short period of time before getting traded to the Yankees. Now Urshela filled in for Miguel Andujar at third base last year, and Urshela put up such great numbers that it was hard to keep him out of the lineup this year, and that's exactly what the Yankees have done. The Yankees kept Urshela at third, and now Miguel Andujar playing DH. While Giancarlo Stanton is hurt. You see there, Urshela struck out, so Baruki with a good start to this inning. But at the top of the order, coming back up now for the Yankees, it's DJ LeMahieu, who hits a soft ground ball. Danny Jansen touches it foul. The count's 0-1. LeMahieu singled in his first at bat and then scored on the Aaron Judge home run.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
DJ LeMahieu has the most runs batted in on the Yankees with 62. And that total good for 9th among American League hitters. Two ball, 1 strike count on the Yankees second baseman. Got him to chase, counts 2-2. LeMahieu, former All-Star in the National League with the Rockies. And very well may be the starting second baseman when this year's All-Star game comes around for the American League roster. The All-Star game in about a week. We'll be broadcasting both the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game here on Major League Baseball's virtual network. So you can look forward to the All-Star break coming up again in just about a week. Monday, July the 13th is the Home Run Derby, and Tuesday, July the 14th, will be the All-Star game. Grounded to first, played by Drury. And that's out number 2.
The right field, number 99, Aaron Judge.
So with 2 outs in the top of the second inning, that'll bring up Aaron Judge, who is 1 for 1. He hit a 2-run home run off Baruki last inning. First pitch grounded to second, played by Biggio, throws to Drury, and that ends the top of the second inning. So a good bounce back inning for Ryan Baruki. Gets the Yankees down 1-2-3 quickly. And after an inning and a half, it's 5-2. The Yankees lead the Blue Jays. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 6, 7, 8 hitters do it for the Blue Jays to begin this half inning. Brandon Drury, Cavan Biggio, and Derek Fisher. Brandon Drury takes ball one. Drury, a former New York Yankee. And kind of an unfortunate story for him. But Drury was traded to the Yankees from the Diamondbacks, and Drury was supposed to be the starting third baseman to start the 2018 season to give Miguel Andujar some time to develop more in AAA. Well, Drury got hurt. Andujar got caught up to the Major League roster, and he did so well that Drury stayed in the minor leagues, and the Yankees were reluctant to call him up. And then he eventually got traded to the Blue Jays. He pops out to Voit. That's the first out of the bottom of the second inning. Now here's Cavan Biggio. If that name sounds familiar, it is. Because Cavan Biggio is the son of Craig Biggio, who most notably played second base for the Houston Astros.
1-1.
Former Major League Baseball player Craig Biggio, now Cavan Biggio, playing for a Blue Jays team that seems to be nearing the end of its rebuilding stage. The Blue Jays, if the season ended today, would qualify for playoffs as a wild card team. And again, the division's still up for grab. The Blue Jays keeping pace with the Yankees. That's why this series is so important. The Yankees won yesterday. This is game 2 of a 3-game series. Counts full 3-2, and Derek Fisher's on deck. That is fouled off. Count still full 3-2. That's it well out to right center field. But Aaron Hicks is there to make the catch, and there are now 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning.
Batting in, the right fielder, Derek Fisher.
So with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning, now here comes Derek Fisher, a former Houston Astro, now playing right field for the Toronto Blue Jays. And he takes strike 1. Oh, how could I forget? Yes, the Futures game as well, mentioning the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game that we're covering here on MLB Virtual Network. We'll also be covering the Futures game that Monday, July the 13th, so everybody can look forward to that as well. LeMahieu with a backhanded play, throws to Voit. Out at first is Fisher, and that ends the second inning. So no runs on no hits for the Blue Jays, and no runners left on base after 2 full innings. The Yankees have a 5-2 lead. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Coming to the third inning, the heart of the order is due up for the Yankees. Gleyber Torres, Miguel Andujar, and Gary Sanchez. First pitch swinging is Torres. Into the shift. That's Biggio making that play. That's out number 1. Score that one 4-3.
Now batting, designated hitter, Miguel Andujar.
So with 1 out, here's Miguel Andujar, who singled in his first at-bat and later scored on the Luke Voit 3-run home run. Andujar now 2 for 6 in the series. He also has a home run. He hit one yesterday. And a first pitch ground out there. Played by Bichette. Now there are 2 outs in the top of the third inning.
Now batting, catcher, Gary Sanchez.
So 2 pitches, 2 outs for Baruki in this third inning. That'll bring up Gary Sanchez, who grounded out in the first inning. And a first pitch swing from Sanchez. Very interesting there. Because if he puts that ball in play, that's a 3-pitch inning for Baruki. Baruki struggled in the first inning. He faced 8 Yankees hitters. Gave up 5 earned runs. Pitched a scoreless second and now working quickly in this third inning. Down low, counts 1-2. Chopped up the middle, played by Baruki. Baruki to Drury, quick inning. Executed by Baruki. That ends the top of the third. 5-2 Yankees lead as we go to the bottom of the third. Blue Jays will have their 9-1-2 hitters due up when we come back. And take a look at that. We're back. How about that? 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Blue Jays. Danny Jansen, Bo Bichette, and Teoscar Hernandez. Jansen, a .273 hitter entering play. And in his career, he's 4 for 9 off Jay Happ with 3 home runs. Jansen on the season has put up some decent offensive numbers too. His average, again, is .273. He also has 4 home runs and 16 RBIs as one of the platoon catchers on this team. He and Reese McGuire split time at the catcher position as the count's even 2-2. Inside, counts full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. You can see Bo Bichette waiting in the on-deck circle. That's rocked to left, but foul. Count remains full, 3-2.
Nope.
Just a bit inside. That's ball 4 and a leadoff walk issued by Jay Happ.
The batter, number 11. Shortstop. Whoa. Yes.
Jay Happ not either happy with that call or he's not happy with himself, but here comes the top of the Blue Jays order. It's Bo Bichette to the plate. Well, there's the Blue Jay getting the fans all happy and excited. Still early in this game. The Yankees had a 5-0 lead after the top of the first, but the Blue Jays chipped away with a 2-run home run by Teoscar Hernandez. Now a grounder. LeMahieu to Torres, back to Voit. That's a double play.
The batter, the designated hitter, Teoscar Hernandez.
Well, a rally killer there for the Blue Jays. And pardon me, everybody, I'll be right back, but continue enjoying the game.
Now batting, the left fielder, Morden Gurriel. Oh, one's the count. Count 0-2. Leading off for the Yankees, the first baseman, Luke Moore. Ball one. Count is 2-1. I got to count 2-2. Now batting, the center fielder, Aaron Hicks. Now batting, left fielder, Brett Gardner. Ball.
And hello, everybody. I'm back. Sorry, I had a small emergency to take care of, but Yankees with runners on second and third. Nobody out, and Brett Gardner up to the plate. Baruki had got through the second and third innings quickly, but now finds himself in trouble after giving up a couple hits. That's fouled away. The count's 2 balls and 1 strike. That was a great effort out in center field, too, by Randall Grichuk to try to make that catch on the Aaron Hicks hit. But it didn't work out. 3 ball, 1 strike count on Brett Gardner, the left fielder of the Yankees. Gio Urshela on deck. Chopped on the ground toward the middle. Baruki able to play it. Throws to Drury, and what an athletic play by the pitcher Baruki. That's out number 1.
Now batting, the third baseman.
Well, I see we have some Yankees haters in the live chat, which totally understandable. That's it for Ryan Baruki. He's going to get taken out. Doesn't pitch out of the 4th inning. Gets the out of Gardner, but with Gio Urshela coming up, the Blue Jays elect to go to their bullpen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now,
Matt Shoemaker, the righty, comes out of the Blue Jays bullpen, former Los Angeles Angel. 1-3 in 20 games appeared in. Also has a .533 ERA and 81 innings pitched. He's on a long relief role here. He also started the year in the rotation, but has since been moved to the bullpen. So 1 out, top of the 4th inning. Gio Urshela at the plate with 2 runners on. Luke Voigt on third base and Aaron Hicks on second. And also the Truth 1-2-3, I will have to agree with you. I do love John Sterling, the radio announcer of the Yankees, as that's grounded to first. Drury plays it, and Voigt didn't break from third. So that's 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning as the Yankees top of the order comes back up. But yeah, all of his little phrases. One of my favorites was when Brian McCann played for the Yankees. His home run call would be, "Oh, McCann can. Oh, yes, McCann can." But yeah, all the unique calls he has for each player that hits a home run. It's creative and certainly entertaining.
Ball one, no strike.
That's ball one. DJ LeMahieu up to the plate. LeMahieu 1 for 2 in this game. He hit a single and scored on Aaron Judge's first inning home run. That's fouled off. The count 1-1. The Yankees had both runners in scoring position with nobody out, and then the Blue Jays got 2 outs, one from Ryan Baruchi and one from Matt Shoemaker. It just came out of the bullpen. That's strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strike count with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. It's up high, counts 2-2. I guess it's a good question. Why didn't we cover the Nationals game on July 4th? That's actually a great question. It kind of just didn't fit in with our schedule. We tried to make sure we can get everybody in. And the 3 games today, other than the Mets and the Padres, but I think we needed to fit the Padres in somewhere. But this game, a tight game and an impactful AL East game, and then the Brewers and Cardinals, an impactful NL Central game coming up later. That's part of the reason why. Guerrero Jr. makes that play. LeMahieu out at first. That ends the top of the 4th inning. So the Yankees strand 2 runners in scoring position. And after 3.5 innings, the Yankees still have a 5-2 lead over the Blue Jays. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Middle of the order, due up for the Blue Jays: Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Randall Grichuk, and Brandon Drury. Yes, Michael Kay as well.
Nope, that's down.
I'm a fan of Michael Kay. I like how he just seems like he has a natural personality when he announces, and the "see ya" call is so natural to him. High fly ball, deep right field, to the wall, see ya, or there it goes, see ya. Michael Kay, that's my impression. But yeah, I like Michael Kay. He seems like a nice guy, and he's a very talented announcer. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And if that name sounds familiar, it is. More or less because that's the name of his father, just without the junior, Vladimir Guerrero, who played for the Expos and Angels for the majority of his career. Vladdy Jr. flies out there, though, to Aaron Judge. That's out number 1. And now here's Randall Grichuk in. An update on real Major League Baseball. A big name has decided to opt out of the 2020 MLB season. David Price of the Dodgers. Announcement just made that he is opting out of the 2020 season, so you won't see David Price in a Dodgers uniform in 2020.
No, that's down.
Mike Leake of the Diamondbacks was one of the first players to opt out, and now David Price on board, along with a few other players that don't have such big names, but David Price is a huge name. Supposed to be an impact in the Dodgers rotation, and he's opting out. 3 ball, no strike count. Ooh. Grichuk let go of the bat. Swung at a 3-0 pitch, too, and he missed. Counts 3-1. Swing and a miss, and the count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jay Happ been working quickly ever since the 2nd inning. Had a bit of a rough patch in the 1st inning. Gave up a double and a home run. Gave the Blue Jays both their runs, but the Blue Jays haven't scored since. Popped into the air behind the plate. Gary Sanchez makes the catch. That's out number 2. So now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning, that'll bring up Brandon Drury, 0 for 1. Popped out in the 2nd inning. That's a strike, counts 0-1. Drury, 7 for 16 off Jay Happ. with a couple extra base hits. That's foul. The count 0-2. Jay Happ, 34 strikes out of 51 pitches total. Just a bit low. Counts 1-2. Down low, counts 2-2. On the ground towards second base, there's Gleyber Torres. Or excuse me, not Torres, that's DJ LeMahieu throwing to Luke Voigt. And the fourth inning comes to an end. The Blue Jays, no runs on no hits and nobody left on base. Through 4 full innings, the Yankees have a 5-2 lead over the Blue Jays. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 2-3-4 hitters due up for the Yankees in this half inning. Aaron Judge, Gleyber Torres, and Miguel Andujar. To the question if I'm doing the Cardinals-Brewers game tonight, well, it all depends on when the 4th of July dinner that me and my family are having comes around. Be sometime between 6 and 7, so I don't have a definitive answer on that one for you yet. But again, this is Major League Baseball's virtual network. We cover 3 games, guaranteed every day, for your enjoyment while the coronavirus is affecting the sports world. But this is a safe way for you to enjoy sports and an interactive way for you to enjoy sports as well. You can join the live chat, ask questions, start conversations with either myself or other viewers watching this game. And if you want a shout out too, I'll give you one of those. Just go ahead and join the live chat if you want to interact. Get a shout out or start a discussion. No problem with me there. But 3 guaranteed games every day, and also all 30 Major League Baseball teams are covered every day in our results and standings update segment of the homepage of our YouTube channel. So you can take a look at the recaps of every game that was played on every given day to stay up to date on how your team's doing. There are also standings updates, and you can get the league leaders as well to see who the best teams are and who the best players are around Major League Baseball. Check out our Twitter page as well, where we give you injury updates, transaction updates, and injury updates. At Virtual MLB's the handle, and we post all of our YouTube videos to Twitter as well. So subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow our Twitter page to stay in the know on everything and get the most out of this network. Count still full, 3-2 on Aaron Judge, responsible for 2 of the 5 Yankees runs. He had a 2-run home run back in the first inning. Gets jammed there. Lines out to Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Now batting.
With that, we'll take a look at Ryan Baruchi's final score line. Pitched 3 1/3 innings, gave up 5 earned runs on 6 hits. Walked just 1 batter, struck out 2, but certainly didn't have his best stuff. And pending a Blue Jays comeback, he's in line for the loss. Here's Gleyber Torres, 0 for 1 with a walk in this one. He walked in his first plate appearance. Takes ball 1 upstairs. Torres, over his last 8 games, has hit 4 home runs. Talked about this earlier, but started the season off slowly, but has since progressed. His average not great, but he leads the Yankees in home runs with 24. Also tied for 6th in that category among all American League players. 2-ball, 1-strike count on Torres. Shoemaker's pitch outside, counts 3-1. Shoemaker came in the middle of last inning, got the final 2 outs of the 4th, and now starts this 5th inning. Got Judge the line out, now he's facing Torres. And Torres in a hitter's count. 3-1 pitch. Softly hit toward left field. The shift works out there for the Blue Jays as Lourdes Gurriel Jr. makes the catch. And now there are 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning, and that'll bring up Miguel Andujar. Andujar 1 for 2, he singled, and later scored back in inning number 1. He scored on the Luke Voigt 3-run home run. That's belted to left, but that'll go foul, though it had the distance. The count's 0-1. And Newhart over his last 3 games, 6 for 15. He hits that pitch toward right field. Played by Derek Fisher, and that ends the top of the 5th inning. So we're roughly halfway through regulation. And it's still 5-2. The Yankees lead the Blue Jays. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. There's Heidi Watney. She's half in the shade and half in the sun. A weird position. Then coming into the bottom of the 5th inning. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up in the Blue Jays order. Cavan Biggio, Derek Fisher, and Danny Jansen. Biggio 0 for 1. Hasn't really broken out this season. He put up good numbers last year, but this year batting in the low 200s. Also, an on-base percentage of .341. The count's 0-1. That's outside, counts 1 ball and 1 strike. As mentioned before, Cavan Biggio, the son of Craig Biggio. So has some expectations on him. He's one of the many sons of Major League Baseball, or former Major League Baseball players that is now on the Blue Jays. And Biggio, one of the prime parts of the Blue Jays rebuild. And the Blue Jays are on an upswing now. They're doing well this season. They didn't start the year off well, but as mentioned before, they're catching up to the Yankees. And they have a wild card spot as of right now. That's out number 1. J-Hat makes the play off the mound. And with 1 out, here's Derek Fisher, bottom of the 5th inning. Counts 1 ball and no strikes. That's fouled off. The count 1-1. Oh, I'm sure that all of them reach out to their dads. I mean, you got Bo Bichette, the son of Dante Bichette, Cavan Biggio, the son of Craig Biggio, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the son of Vladimir Guerrero. And all of those players, like they didn't just participate in Major League Baseball. They were all very talented Major League Baseball players. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning, and here is Danny Jansen. Walked in his only plate appearance so far. That's back in the 3rd inning. That's hit well out to left field. Back to the wall goes Gardner, and that ball is gone. Well, 4 home runs have been hit in this game, 2 by the Blue Jays. And it's now a 2-run game. That's the first score by either team since the 1st inning. That was a majestic fly ball. It just got over the left field wall. It's now a 5-3 ball game. Back to the top of the order for the Blue Jays. It's Bo Bichette. Takes ball 1. Bichette batting .320 now. Also has an on-base percentage of .364 and an OPS of .899. Close to .900. Bo Bichette, the son of Dante Bichette. And the brother of Dante Bichette Jr. Dante Bichette Jr. not on any Major League roster, but Bo Bichette making an impact with the Blue Jays. Had a great year last year. Was injured to start this season, but has come back and produced well. Hit water right. Aaron Judge right there, though. He makes the catch, and the 5th inning is over. But Danny Jansen helps out the Blue Jays a bit more. An extra run put on the board, and now it's a 5-3 ball game going into inning 6. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up in the Yankees order. Gary Sanchez, Luke Voigt, and Aaron Hicks. That's a line drive right at Kevin Biggio in the shift.
Now batting.
It was destined for center field, but the shift helps out the Blue Jays there.
Voit.
One out, top of the sixth. You can't score up a ball better than that. Unfortunate for the Yankees, but good placement by the Blue Jays, and that'll bring up Luke Voit, who back in the first inning scored the last of the 5 Yankee runs on the board now with this 3-run home run. Voit responsible for the Yankees' lead at this moment, because if he didn't hit that home run and the Yankees didn't score, the Blue Jays would have the lead now. But a game that was getting out of hand early, but the Blue Jays have managed, and they're right back in this game. It's a 2-run ball game in the top of the 6th. But Voit 2 for 2. He had a double in his last at bat. Counts 2-1. Shoemaker coming in relief of Ryan Baruki, who pitched 3 1/3 innings and gave up all 5 of the Yankees' scored runs. All 5 of them were earned runs as well. Aaron Judge hit a 2-run home run in the first, and then Luke Voit hit the 3-run home run also in the first inning. The Blue Jays have gotten 2 home runs as well. They got a 2-run home run by Teoscar Hernandez in the bottom of the first inning, and then got a solo home run from Danny Jansen in the bottom of the 5th. Still a close game here, and it's game 2 of a 3-game series between these two teams. The Yankees won yesterday 4-1 in 11 innings. And Luke Voit strikes out there. So there are 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Matt Shoemaker working quickly. So with that, the switch hitting center fielder Aaron Hicks will come to the plate. Hicks batting from the left side in this plate appearance, and he fouls that pitch off. That's strike 1. Aaron Hicks in his first 2 at-bats batted right-handed off of the lefty Ryan Baruki. Here's the 0-1. That's a strike, counts 0-2. Aaron Hicks, a former first-round draft pick in the 2008 season, started his career out with the Minnesota Twins. Got traded over to the Yankees for J.R. Murphy, who was a catcher for the Yankees at the time. The Yankees certainly benefited from that deal more in hindsight, with Aaron Hicks blossoming as a power-hitting outfielder who also is great defensively. That's upstairs, counts full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brett Gardner would bat next if Hicks can reach. Strike 3 on the swing, and that ends the top of the 6th inning. So the Yankees, no runs on no hits, and nobody left on base in that half inning. Going to the bottom of the 6th inning, it's the Yankees 5 and the Blue Jays 3. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. As the bottom of the 6th rolls around, the 2, 3, 4 hitters are due up in the Blue Jays lineup. Teoscar Hernandez, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Chad Green and Jonathan Holder now warming up in the Yankees bullpen. Jay Happ's given up 3 earned runs to this point. Pitched well, but certainly been backed up by his offense. This counts 2-0 on Teoscar Hernandez, who is 2 for 2 in this game. Hernandez hit a 2-run home run in his first at bat back in the first inning. Facing Jay Happ for the 3rd time in this game. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Down low, counts 3-1. And Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is on deck. The 2nd best home run hitter in the American League. 3-ball, 1-strike pitch. That's foul. The count full, 3-2. Here's Happ's full count pitch. Inside, ball 4. And a leadoff walk issued to Teoscar Hernandez, and now the tying run will come to the plate for the Blue Jays and Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who has been a run-producing machine this season. In this game, though, not doing too well. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. There's the Blue Jay. The Blue Jay mascot getting these fans excited. And this is an exciting game. The Blue Jays were down 5-0 in the first inning, but they've clawed back a bit. Now they trail by 2 runs, and again, their potential tying run is up to the plate. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Sharp ground ball, Voit to Torres. Back to Voit covering, double play. And so that clears the bases. Now 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Desco Hernandez out at second, and Gurriel Jr. out at first. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Vladdy Jr. 0 for 2 in this game. Not doing much out of the cleanup spot. Also hasn't batted with any runners on base. That's strike 1, Jay Happ. Now with an opportunity to make it through 6 full innings on the mound. Might not see him out there in the 7th, though. So Zach Britton, one of 2 arms warming up in the Yankee bullpen now. 1-1 pitch.
That's a ball.
That's inside, counts 2-1.
2-1.
3 ball, 1 strike count. Randall Grichuk would bat next. That's a strike, top of the zone. Counts full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Hit softly toward right. Judge will play it on a bounce. A 2-out single for the Blue Jays will again bring the potential tying run to the plate in this half inning. So here's Randall Grichuk up to the plate. 0 for 2. Has gotten out twice in the air. Sharp grounder to Torres at short. Goes to LeMahieu covering second. Out at second is Guerrero Jr. And that ends the 6th inning. So the Blue Jays still trailing the Yankees. 5-3 is the score going into inning 7.
Your attention, please.
You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Here's Wilmer Font coming out of the bullpen for the Blue Jays, making his 36th appearance of the season. Former New York Mets pitcher, now pitching for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have had a decent bullpen this season, nothing elite, but their pitchers have gotten the job done and kept their team in the game. Of course, the bullpen capped off by Ken Giles, the closer, who has put up numbers reminiscent to his 2014 rookie days with the Phillies or his 2017 World Series numbers with the Astros, excuse me. One ball, 1 strike pitch. Outside, counts 2-1 on Brett Gardner, who's 0 for 2 out of the 8th spot in the Yankees order. The Yankees haven't scored since the 1st inning, but their total from that inning still holding up in this game. They have a 2-run lead. Gardner in the hitter's count. 3 ball, 1 strike pitch. That's strike 2. Gardner didn't quite think so. He was expecting to take a free pass. Not quite yet. Fouls that pitch off. The count still full 3-2. Swing and a miss. So Gardner down on strikes. And not quite happy after that. Thought he had a walk. And it turned out to be a strikeout after all. So 1 out, top of the 7th inning. Here's Gio Urshela, who's over 2 out of the number 9 spot in the Yankees order. As we mentioned before, Gio Urshela, a former Cleveland Indian, was a utility infielder with them. He got traded to the Blue Jays in the offseason of 2018-2019, and then just before the 2019 season got underway, or shortly after it got underway, Urshela got traded from the Blue Jays to the Yankees. So while last year, he's back in the starting lineup this year and still playing third base. 2-ball, 1-strike pitch. That's down low, counts 3-1. Rick Bradford, to answer your question, no, I am not in any way related to Harry Callas. My last name is spelled Callas. Clear distinction there. I've been asked that question a few times before, but no, I'm not related in any way to Harry Callas. But Gio Urshela grounds out to Cavan Biggio at second. There are now 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning, and the Yankees will have their top of the order come up with 2 outs in this half inning, and it's DJ LeMahieu. 1 for 3. His only hit was a single back in inning number 1. He's gone 0 for 2 since. That's outside, counts 1-0. LeMahieu 2 for 10 off Wilmer Font in his career. That's fouled away. The count's 1-1. This is game 2 of a 3-game series between these two teams, and an important one for the Blue Jays. They've gained ground on the Yankees for the end of June and early here in July. As of now, the Blue Jays are 2 games back of the Yankees for the AL East lead. And the Blue Jays also a legitimate contender for a wild card spot at this point in the season. Now, we're not quite toward the end yet. We're still in the first half. Almost to the end of the first half, but still not closing in on the end yet. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Too high, counts full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count pitch coming from Wilmer Font. Sharp ground ball up the middle, played by Biggio. There's a Drury who picks it, and that ends the top of the 7th inning. The Yankees get no runs on no hits and leave no runners on base. It's stretch time at the Rogers Center. Going to the bottom of the 7th, the Yankees have a 5-3 lead over the Blue Jays.
Your attention, please. Now,
So Jay Happ pulled after 6 full innings. Chad Green comes in and will now pitch for the Yankees, making his 43rd appearance of the year. Has a 5.70 ERA in 47 1/3 innings pitched. 6, 7, 8 hitters do it for the Blue Jays to begin this half inning. It'll be Brandon Drury, Cavan Biggio, and Derek Fisher. I wanted to point this out while Jay Happ was still on the mound, but Brandon Drury was one of the players traded to the Blue Jays when the Blue Jays sent Jay Happ to the Yankees. Well, they faced each other twice in this game, but they were trade products of each other. Grounded to the left side. There's Urshela. Throws to Luke Voigt. Quick out to begin the bottom of the 7th.
now batting, the second baseman, Cavan Biggio.
So 1 out, bottom of the 7th, and here's Cavan Biggio. And don't forget, you're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. My name's Nicholas Callas. As Biggio gets hit by that pitch. It was up and in. Biggio not a fan of that. But most players aren't. Getting hit high and in like that. Although Green just had a slider get away from him. Hard to believe there was intent on that, because now the tying run comes up to the plate. Right now it's in the form of Derek Fisher. Fisher 0 for 2 in this game, but now gets to face a right-handed pitcher in Chad Green. Jay Happ, the starter, was a lefty. That's ball 1. But this is MLB Virtual Network. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel to get notifications on when we go live and when we upload videos. Just type in MLB Virtual Network. And also you can follow us on Twitter at VirtualMLB is the Twitter handle. Check us out on both to enhance your experience of this network and this league. Trying to keep baseball around while the coronavirus is impacting everything. And while real Major League Baseball is getting underway, some players are opting out, and it's only a 60-game season. So if you're looking for the results of what a 162-game season would look like, look no further than this network. And also, unlike real baseball this year, you'll get an all-star game on this network. So there's so much to look forward to with this virtual league and this network. 3-1 pitch. That's a strike. Counts full 3-2. Derek Fisher, a former Houston Astro, also won the World Series in 2017, was a part of their World Series roster. Derek Fisher got traded to the Blue Jays in the middle of the 2018 season. Ground ball right side. Voit plays it to Torres. Back to Voit, and the Blue Jays ground into another double play. After 7 full innings, the Blue Jays trail the Yankees 5-3.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention,
Justin
please.
Miller comes out of the bullpen for the Blue Jays, and he'll pitch to start the 8th inning. Miller, a former Washington National, making his 42nd appearance of the year with the Blue Jays, has a 4.63 ERA and 44 2/3 innings pitched. And he's got a dangerous part of the Yankees order coming up. Aaron Judge, Gleyber Torres, and Miguel Andujar scheduled to bat in this half inning. You're watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. My name's Nicholas Callis. I am not Matt Vasgersian, Mark Plezak, or... Nope. I'm trying to speak too fast. I am neither Matt Vasgersian, Dan Plezak, or Mark DeRosa, but this is live commentary, so you can feel free to join the live chat, start discussions. If you want a shout out, I'll give you one of those too. So feel free to join the live chat, start baseball related discussions if you wish, but interact with us, have some fun watching virtual baseball. Again, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel and get notifications on when we go live and when we upload videos. And we also have a Twitter page too, at Virtual MLB's the handle. This is our second of 3 featured games. Coming up at 7:10 Eastern Time, we'll have an NL Central matchup between the Brewers and the Cardinals. That pitch misses inside, ball 4 on a leadoff walk. Issued to Aaron Judge.
Up next for the Yankees.
The Yankees haven't scored since the first inning,
Gleyber Torres.
but so far their run total's held up. They still have a 2-run lead despite the Blue Jays score. Here's Gleyber Torres. Takes strike 1. The Yankees got 5 runs in the top of the first inning off of a 2-run home run from Aaron Judge, and then a 3-run home run from Luke Voit. The Blue Jays got 2 runs back in the bottom of the first with a Teoscar Hernandez 2-run home run. They also got an extra run in the bottom of the 5th inning when Danny Jansen hit a solo home run. Right now, Jay Happ is in line for the win, the starter for the Yankees, and Ryan Baruchi pitched 3 in the 3rd innings. And he's in line for the loss right now, though this game not out of reach for the Blue Jays. No definitive conclusions yet. Counts 1-2 on Gleyber Torres. Justin Miller pitching in his first inning out of the bullpen in this game. Ground ball left side and foul. The count's still 1-2. This is game 2 of a 3-game series between these two teams, and an important one as well. You're watching the number 1 team in the AL East facing the number 2 team. Popped into the air. Drury able to make the catch. That's out number 1, and Judge stays right on first base. But the Blue Jays, as of right now, are trailing the Yankees by 2 games. With a loss, they'd fall to 3 games back. But with a win, they'd get back within a game. The Blue Jays would have to win 2 of 3 games in this series to tie the Yankees for first place. And they were close to winning yesterday. They made a comeback in the bottom of the 9th inning to tie the game at 1, send it into extras, and the game went 11 innings, but the Yankees got 3 runs in the top of the 11th yesterday, and that lead held up. They ended up winning. Runner goes from first. Swing and a miss. Throw down by Jansen is in time. Aaron Judge tagged out at second by Kevin Biggio. A slightly late jump. Judge deceptively quick. Doesn't look like it because of how tall he is, but he has some long strides with his 6'7" frame. Just got thrown out there, though, just by a bit. Now Andujar batting with the bases empty. 2 outs and an 0-2 count. That's outside. Counts 1-2. Counts upstairs. Counts upstairs. That pitch was upstairs. That evens the count out now. 2 balls and 2 strikes on most likely the starting third baseman of the American League in the All-Star game. That's out to center field and a base hit for Miguel Andujar, who continues to add to his American League leading hit total. He got jammed on that pitch as well. Didn't get a good part of the bat on it, but got enough of the bat on it to get it over the infielders, but out of the reach of the outfielders. So that'll bring up Gary Sanchez, 0 for 3. Lined out in the 6th inning. The shift hurt him. He lined straight to Kevin Biggio, who's a second baseman, but he was playing right behind second base. Sanchez hitless in the series as well, 0 for 8. No ball, 1 strike pitch. Down low, counts 1-1. Sanchez second among American League catchers in All-Star voting. Counts 1-2. So you'll most likely see Sanchez on the All-Star roster for the American League when the game comes around. And that's strike 3 called. Sanchez now 0 for 4 in the game. And that ends the top of the 8th inning. Still 5-3 Yankees. Though we're in Canada, happy 4th of July. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th.
Your attention, please.
On the mound now for the Yankees is Adam Ottavino, making his 23rd appearance of the year and has a .338 ERA in 21 1/3 innings pitched. Ottavino, one of a couple former Colorado Rockies that the Yankees stole in free agency. Both Ottavino and LeMahieu joined the Yankees for the 2019 season. Ottavino didn't put out lights-out numbers like he did in 2018 with the Rockies, but still has a dangerous slider. And still a good veteran to have. His release point is also deceiving as well, but it allows him to enhance the look of his slider more just from his release point. Yeah, that's been a trend. The American League, if I can remember back correctly, the American League won last year and in 2018 at Nationals Park, and in 2017 at Marlins Park, and in 2016 at Petco Park, and in 2015 at Great American Ballpark, and in 2014 at Target Field. I think they won 2 in 2013 at Citi Field, and I don't remember before that. But that's 7 straight All-Star games won by the American League All-Star team. I think maybe the National League won in 2012, but let me look that up.
The batter, number 11, shortstop. Whoa.
Well, before I look that up, that's a strikeout of Danny Jansen by Adam Ottavino. Now back to the top of the order for the Blue Jays. It's Bo Bichette. 1 for 3. He doubled and later scored. That was back in the first inning. Hasn't gotten a hit since. No ball, 1 strike count.
Ball 1. 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Adam Ottavino just came out of the bullpen for the Yankees. Got a strikeout of Danny Jansen. That's fouled off. The count now 1-2. Okay, so yeah, the last time the National League won was in 2012. And the National League won in 2011, too, because I remember the Cardinals had home field advantage in that series. 2-2 pitch. Flared out to right center. That's a base hit. So again, the Blue Jays had the potential tying run come to the plate, but the Blue Jays have also grounded into 3 double plays in this game. So let's see what happens here. Teoscar Hernandez 2 for 2 with a home run and a double. Both his RBIs were on the home run he hit back in the first inning. One ball, no strike count. That's inside, counts 2-0. Teoscar Hernandez, former Houston Astro, though he wasn't a part of any of their World Series teams. He was traded to the Blue Jays before that. This year really breaking out. Average not great, but he's been producing runs and hitting homers. Counts 2 balls and 1 strike. Does anybody have any hard opinions on the All-Star game? Like how they used to have it where it would determine home field advantage in the World Series. Anybody have a strong opinion one way or the other on that? Leave your comments in the live chat. I'm always curious to see what people think, because there are good arguments for both sides. I think it's interesting to have that, but like, it still is a serious thing to make an All-Star game define who will have home field advantage in a World Series. Out to left center field, Gardner running out of room, but he seems to have tracked it. He makes the catch on the warning track. Hernandez bidded for a 3rd home run.
Now batting, the left fielder.
Had a bid for a 2nd home run, but flies out just a bit short of the wall. And now with 2 outs, here's Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who also has the ability to leave the yard. Run scoring spot here in a pivotal moment in this game. The Blue Jays trailing by just 2 runs. And Gurriel Jr. has yet to get a hit off Adam Ottavino in his career, 0 for 5. In the times these two have faced each other. Swing and a miss, counts 1-1. One ball, 1 strike pitch. Swing and a miss, counts 1-2. And yeah, I don't think the Cardinals would have won the World Series either in 2011 if the Rangers had home field advantage, and there are a few reasons for that. I know a ripple effect would have happened at Rangers Ballpark as Lourdes Gurriel Jr. strikes out to end the bottom of the 8th inning. I know a ripple effect would happen where none of the same scenarios probably would have went down, but if you move that game to Rangers Ballpark and you have the Rangers being the home team, in Game 6, the home runs that they had would have been enough for them to win the game, but because the Cardinals had the opportunity to bat in the bottom half of the ninth, and then in extra innings, they were able to tie the game up and eventually win on David Freese's solo home run. So it's interesting to think about that, though, because the Rangers had the better record than the Cardinals. Because the Rangers were the Western Division leaders, and the Cardinals were a wild card team. Jordan Romano on the mound now for the Blue Jays to start the ninth inning. And he'll face the 6, 7, 8 hitters in the Yankees order to begin. Luke Voigt, the first to bat. And he'll be followed by Aaron Hicks and Brett Gardner. Now, I must admit, I see several of you don't like that it was based on the All-Star game. I liked it at first because I thought it was different for every sport. That, like, okay, so there's an element of baseball that is decided by something that isn't just record-based, or that, you know, or that it gives the All-Star game meaning, something that isn't true for other sports out there. But then I heard the backstory of how the All-Star game became the definer for who hosted the World Series, and I thought that it was kind of silly. I know Bud Selig in 2002, when the All-Star game ended after 11 innings and a tie, that Bud Selig immediately rushed and made a rash decision that did affect baseball for over a decade. And when I heard that backstory, I thought, yeah, that seems kind of silly. If you had an All-Star game for how many years beforehand that didn't decide the World Series or the home field advantage in the World Series, then why start it in 2002? It just didn't seem to make too much sense to me. So I'm with all the people now that don't like it, because the backstory to me is a bit, you know, silly. There's a single from Aaron Hicks. He's on base again. And with one out in the bottom of, with one out in the top of the ninth inning, that'll bring up Brett Gardner, who takes strike one. No ball, one strike count on Brett Gardner, who's 0 for 3 in this game. The Yankees haven't scored since the first inning. Their lead's still holding up. This is game 2 of a 3-game series. The Yankees won yesterday. And could gain an extra game on the Blue Jays with a win here and improve their lead to 3 games. The Yankees, the AL East leaders, and the Blue Jays right behind the Yankees, 2 games back as of today. Well, Gardner strikes out there. There are now 2 outs in the top of the ninth inning, and that'll bring up Gio Urshela. Urshela 0 for 3 out of the number 9 spot, and his last at bat he grounded out. Pitch out.
Ball 1, no strike.
Nothing happening. That's ball 1. Aaron Hicks on first base. He singled. Gio Urshela 0 for 7 in this whole series. Not doing too well against one of his former teams. 1 ball, no strike count. It's fouled off. Counts 1-1. Jordan Romano fresh out of the Blue Jays bullpen. He's looking to keep the deficit right where it is. Give the Blue Jays the best chance of winning in the bottom of the ninth inning. They're safe at first. Seemed like the Blue Jays were in trouble early, but ever since the first inning, they kept the Yankees from scoring, and they've put up a healthy amount of runs on their own. Still not enough for an official comeback yet, but they're still in this game. 2 runs to tie and 3 to win, pending the Yankees scoring in this half inning. That's fouled off. The count's still leaving 2-2. Popped up, and that's into center, a base hit. So Urshela keeps this inning alive with a 2-out single. Hit it off the end of the bat, but hit it right into center field where nobody was. And now the top of the order up for the Yankees. DJ LeMahieu is coming to the plate. LeMahieu 1 hit and 4 trips, and his only hit was back in the first inning. And though Baruki gave up 5 runs in the first inning, he settled down and pitched well. Matt Shoemaker did well in the long relief role out of the bullpen, and then Wilmer Font and Jordan Romano. They've both done a good job. Romano pitching in just 1 inning in this game, and that, again, depends on whether the Blue Jays come back or not, whether he'll step on the mound again in a future inning. But Font pitched a couple innings and didn't give up any runs. That's into center field. That's a base hit. Grichuk misplays it. That allows Hicks to score from second base. Advancing from first to second is advancing from first to second is Urshela, and then on first base with an RBI single is DJ LeMahieu. It's now 6-3. The Yankees build on their lead. Now, I was trying to say LeMahieu and Urshela at the same time, Lashella, but I meant Urshela and then LeMahieu. But that's it for Jordan Romano. Now in the game is Anthony Bass, looking to get the final out of this half inning, and he's got a tough task. And and Aaron Judge. My mind is going blank. I apologize for that. And Bass is a right-hander, not a left-hander, but that's out to left. Oriel Jr. has enough room to make that catch, and that ends the top of the 9th inning. But the Yankees get another run on a couple hits. Last chance for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 9th. It is 6-3. The Yankees lead it. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis, and that is Aroldis Chapman. Though he is intimidating, just by nature, because he has a consistent triple-digit fastball, this season he hasn't put up the elite numbers that he has in the past. His ERA is over 7, and he's blown 5 saves this year. Middle of the order due up for the Blue Jays to begin this half inning. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Randall Grichuk, and Brandon Drury. All of those hitters are right-handed hitters. The Yankees have scored at the bookends of this game. They scored 5 in the first on a couple home runs, one by Aaron Judge and the other by Luke Voit. They got a run in the top of the 9th inning on an RBI single by DJ LeMahieu. The only run scored not on a home run by either team in this game was the DJ LeMahieu single in the top of the 9th inning. And yeah, Aroldis Chapman was nearly unhittable when he pitched for the Reds, and I remember watching the 2015 All-Star game and Chapman facing some of the American League hitters, and there were coaches on the bench who were so impressed, and the hitters just had trouble facing him because he was throwing consistently between 102 and 104 miles per hour. Now, he slowed down a bit since pitching for the Yankees. He's aged a bit here, but, I mean, his aging has caused his fastball to go from, on average, 103 miles an hour to 100, 101 miles an hour. So, I mean, still not a huge deal. Still a very fast and very unhittable pitch. And he's also gained some more control since coming and pitching for the Yankees. Out toward right center field, Aaron Hicks seems to have a play. He makes the catch. That's the first out of the bottom of the 9th inning. By the way, this is a save situation for Aroldis Chapman. So if he can complete this inning without giving up 3 runs, he will earn his 18th save of the year. First pitch to Randall Grichuk is popped foul. The count quickly 0-1. Randall Grichuk started his career with the St. Louis Cardinals and now playing for the Toronto Blue Jays. Just 2 teams on his resume in Major League Baseball. High and in, counts 1-1. Chapman throwing a healthy dose of sliders to some of these hitters. It's another pitch that he's worked to perfect. Got two primary pitches. The four-seam fastball that's 100 plus and the slider. That creates deception from its movement. And it's difficult too, like some people that observe baseball don't quite understand how difficult it is to hit a baseball. And Chapman demonstrates that fully as he gets the strikeout there of Randal Grichuk.
Now batting, the first baseman, Brandon.
But when a 100+ mile per hour fastball is being thrown toward your direction, you have about maybe a second. Maybe a second or 2 seconds at minimum or at maximum to decide whether you're going to swing or not. And so with that little time, sometimes it is a guessing game with Chapman. Sometimes you just have to get lucky and guess correctly.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Because there's not much skill involved. I mean, there's form, but there's not much skill involved when it comes to hitting a pitch that quick. You have to just try to time it up or just swing and hope you hit it, because there's no formula, there's no right way to try to catch up with a fastball that comes in with that kind of velocity. 102 mile per hour fastball thrown by Brandon Drury in this ball game is over. Well, the Yankees have won the series outright, and they have an opportunity to sweep the Blue Jays tomorrow. Well, they get a win here. The Blue Jays got 3 runs, 2 in the bottom of the first inning and 1 in the bottom of the fifth. But the Yankees' 5-run top of the 5th inning was all that they needed to win this game. They tacked on an extra run in the 9th inning to win by 3. But they had the Blue Jays outright in this game. They got to Ryan Baruch early, which was crucial in allowing them to win the game. Jay Happ gets the win against one of his former teams. He pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 earned runs on 5 hits. Struck out just 1 batter. Ryan Baruch went 3 1/3 innings, gave up 5 earned runs on 6 hits. He struck out 2 batters. And Aroldis Chapman earned the save, struck out 2 in the bottom of the 9th. And he earned his 18th save of the season. Luke Voit awarded with Player of the Game for hitting a 3-run home run in the top of the first inning, which was important. That helped the Yankees jump out to that 5-0 lead early, and it turned out to matter in this game because the Blue Jays didn't go away. And it helped the Yankees secure a healthy lead and allowed them to win. So a quick scoring recap. The Yankees got 5 runs in the top of the first inning on an Aaron Judge 2-run home run and a Luke Voit 3-run home run. Then in the bottom of the first inning, the Blue Jays responded. Teoscar Hernandez hit a 2-run home run, made it 5-2. And the Blue Jays got another run in the bottom of the 5th inning with a Danny Jansen solo home run. That made it a 2-run game. But then in the top of the 9th inning, the Yankees added an insurance run with a DJ LeMahieu RBI single, made it 6-3, and that was your final after Aroldis Chapman saved the game. This has been a presentation of Major League Baseball's virtual network. My name's Nicholas Callis. This game and all of our games are brought to you by MLB The Show 20. If you like what you're watching, you can be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. MLB Virtual Network's the name, and you can follow us on Twitter as well. @VirtualMLB is the tag. Don't forget 3 guaranteed games featured every day here on MLB Virtual Network, so you can enjoy baseball while baseball is still uncertain and not quite here yet because of the coronavirus. But I'm Nicholas Callis saying so long from the Rogers Center. Be sure to check out the Brewers and Cardinals feature coming up at 7:10 Eastern Time tonight. But once again, the final score from this game, the New York Yankees beat the Toronto Blue Jays 6-3.